Hello, AP students. This is Mrs. Politsky, and I have notes for Chapter 6, Learning, Cognitive Learning, but we're going to talk about insight learning. So how does cognitive learning explain learning? Well, cognitive learning are basically flashes of learning according to the cognitive psychologist. Some forms of learning must be explained as changes in mental processes rather than just changes in behavior alone. And hence, we have this idea of insight learning. Um, Gestalt psychologist Wolfgang Kurler had time to think long and hard about this type of learning, and Kurler's research showed that chimps could solve complex problems by combining simpler behaviors that they had previously learned separately. And one chimp, who he named Sultan, had piled up a whole bunch of boxes and scrambled to the top of them to reach fruit, particularly bananas, suspended high in his cage. And he used sticks to obtain the fruits that were just out of reach. Curlers suspended the fruit even higher into the air, and the chimp first attacked it unsuccessfully with the sticks, but over kind of a trial and error fashion, Sultan eventually threw the sticks away and kicked the wall and sat down, very frustrated. And suddenly he jumped up and he dragged a box and the stick and underneath the fruit, and he climbed on the box and knocked down the fruit with the stick. And Sultan had never seen this done before. He kind of learned it on his own. And humans learn to solve problems by a suddenly perceiving familiar objects in new forms or relationships. And decidedly, this is a mental process rather than a behavioral one. Hence, we get into this concept of insight learning. It's a form of cognitive learning originally described by Gestalt psychologists, in which problem solving occurs by means of a sudden reorganization of perceptions. And to kind of give you a little glimpse into this is kind of our friend Sultan. That's the fruit, the bananas. He sees them up high. He takes his boxes. He stacks them up, and eventually he's able to reach his bananas that he so wants. Thank you very much.